We got the Middle East music today. What's up, guys? Welcome to my watch along for the 2025 Formula One Bahrain Grand Prix. I keep thinking it's fucking Saudi Arabia for some reason. Anyways, it's the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got practice one. Yeah, welcome in. If it's your first time tuning on into a watch along, this is how it works. You got my face here, you got the live timings here, you got the session timer down the bottom left that you can sync on up with, and you got lovely Twitch chat that you can talk in. So if you're over on the YouTube stream or the TikTok stream, come over to Twitch, join us and watching the sessions together. Otherwise, chill where you are and yeah, let's get on into it. We've got a lot of new names out in the practice session today. We'll talk about that in a second. One sec. For some reason, my F1 TV isn't logged in, so I just need to quickly do that, and then we can get on into it. What do you think of the Middle East? The Middle East tune. All right, please work, F1 TV. Please work. Please work. Fingers crossed, everyone. Woo! It worked. And there's no audio. Yes. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Sorry, I meant no audio on the stream. We're live. We're live. Oh my god. Let me pop out Twitch chat. What's up? YouTube chat. What's up, Thomas? How's it going, dude? Yeah, so if you don't know, this song was actually made by the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Technically, it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix intro, but I guess Bahrain, Qatar, even Abu Dhabi, you know, kind of all have that, obviously Middle Eastern vibe. So yeah, anyways, we got heaps of juniors filming in for FP1 today. We've got Dino Beganovic filling in for Ferrari. We've got Iyumu Iwasa filling in for Red Bull Racing. Actually, let's go through it. Let's go through it one by one. Let's take a bit more time. Let's take a bit more time. Let me unmute the broadcast. Let me get settled on in. Let me get the TikTok stream up. Let me get the timer up, and then we can get into chatting about everything from FP1. Oh my god, shut up, shut up, shut up. All right. All right, session about to begin. Iwasa first out the gates for Red Bull. Interesting, interesting. Let me get the timer up and ready. I think the session timer is already good to go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my god, heaps of people joining the TikTok stream. What's up, guys? Okay, maybe it is better to go in the fitness sports category. So Max sitting out. Hurry up! Show me the timer. How are you, man? I'm good, man. How are you? What's up, Eden Kim? Verstappen will never win the time. Dude, this Eden Kim guy on my YouTube, every video, every YouTube video, every short, and even now streams, YouTube posts, every single time he comments, Max sucks. Max will never win the title. Like, who do you think you're rattling me? Do you think you're rattling? Do I think I fucking care? No, he shat on your favorite driver last week, so be quiet. You got, shut up. Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? What are you doing? Like, the thing is, now he's deleted his message. Now he's deleted his message. Look, the thing is, he enjoys my content. He'll comment normal comments, but then he'll also comment Max sucks on every other fucking post. What's he doing? What's he doing, man? What's the point? Wait, what the fuck's happened to my shit, bro? All right, session's begun. Session's begun. Let's get the timer up. 59, 40. All right, timer's up. Go, go, go. Sync, 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 sync. All right, before I read chat, let's go through the order. So we have got Frederick Vesti filling in for George Russell. So if you don't know, Frederick Vesti was in F2 a couple years ago. He finished in the top 3 in F2, I believe. Fun little fact. Back in 2021, Frederick Vesti hopped on my stream. We did some open lobbies together when he was back in Formula 3. There's a video up on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. So yeah, Frederick Vesti is one of the drivers that I've had a good interaction with, or like interacted with it outside of like you know what I mean? And he's what do you call it? He's a, what do you call it? Not an ally. He's a friend of the stream, So cool to see him in an F1 car once again for Mercedes. Then we've got Dino Beganovic, currently in F2. No, didn't win F3, right? But he was one of the contenders in F3. He's filling in for Charles Leclerc for Ferrari today. We then got Felipe Drugovich, obviously resident reserve driver for Aston Martin for many years now. He won the F2 title in a very dominant fashion. And yeah, he's just kind of been sitting on the sidelines. So he's replacing Fernando Alonso today. Then we have got Hirakawa. So if you don't know, Hirakawa did the test for Alpine last week. In that time, since then, he's signed for Haas as the official reserve driver. Makes sense. Obviously, Toyota. He's Japanese. And yeah, he's filling in for Ollie Behrman today. And then we've got Luke Browning filling in for signs today at Williams. Luke Browning is a Williams Academy driver. He is currently at F2. And fun fact, he's also a part of Team Redline, Max's esports team. Yeah. A lot of young drivers out on track today. Now, if you're wondering why are the young drivers filling in, are the drivers sick? Are they? No, nothing like that. Basically, I don't know the exact amount. I don't know if it's 2 or 4 times this year. They keep changing it. Every team needs to have a young driver that is someone who has done 2 or less Grand Prix races, 2 per car this year. Okay, so 4 in total this year. Every team needs to have a driver do 4. Someone who's done 2 or less Grand Prix has to fill in for a practice session. It gives them opportunity to shine, gives them some time in the car. And obviously, there's just so many practice sessions now that it kind of mixes up a little bit. And I think a lot of teams have chosen to do Bahrain to do this because obviously we had testing there, so the drivers don't need as much time to practice. But yeah, so we'll see how they do. Obviously in practice 1 at Japan, Hirokawa actually had a faster lap than Gasly, so we'll see how he does today. Sup Prez, sup Vamos. I've seen enough Piastris winning the GP. Look, my kind of approach to F1 at the moment is if Max can't win. Well, actually, if Max can't win, I want a Mercedes to win, or I want a Ferrari to win. But you know, out of the top 3, if Max can't win, I want Piastri to win. I want that McLaren Championship fight to be as close as possible. Anyways, let's have a look through chat. What did I miss while we were starting the Watchalong? Yo, Zandler, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate you subbing for the first time with Prime Gaming. Thank you, man. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. I never thought I'd miss the clouds, but I want some sunny and cloudy days to get the break from the sun sometimes. I feel you, but I love the temperature today. It's cold, but the sun's out. Not cold, it's like nice. It's fresh and it's sunny out. This is perfect weather, man. Half these guys aren't even driving the session. What a scam. Yeah, true. Imagine they made a new intro just for every single rookie session. Missed the 2021 intros. What do you mean the 2021 intros? With the special video? I still do the special videos, man. I still do the special video. Just not for practice. Just practice is just intro only. Some Rubens Leclerc, what is up? And thank you so much for the gifted sub, as always. Always dropping a gifted sub at the start of a weekend. So thank you, Rubens. Yeah, really do appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm glad Farah got it. I'm glad Farah got the sub. Can you show the live race? No, I cannot show the broadcast live as it is subject to copyright, obviously. But yeah, obviously you can find a place where you watch it. You can watch it yourself and then join us in chatting all about the weekend. Here we go. I was having a Vesti. Okay, he's missed the apex, gone off track. Probably didn't. Oh, and he's lost the rear. Okay, take a little bit of time there to get up to speed with the car. You look rattled. Yeah, probably. I am rattled, to be fair. I am rattled. I've seen enough Piastris winning the GP. What's up? The Aussie Don. How's it going? Appreciate you coming over from TikTok. I assume that was you in the TikTok chat. Cam Booth as well. Thank you for the sub. 2-month resub.
So keen for this weekend.
I am as well. Back to normal times for once. Thank you, Cam. Appreciate you supporting the stream for 2 months, dude. Thank you. I didn't think you were reading the TikTok comments. The thing is, Twitch is the priority, YouTube is second priority, TikTok's last. But I like having all 3 chats to go off of. At least at the moment, all my chats are separated. I need to get a chat that combines all the chats together so I can read them all at once. Okay, Ocon saying the car's pulling to the left down the straight. It's not good. Hirokawa P1, stop the count. Oh, not anymore. How's it going? Finally can speak that exactly, Rishi. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Hope you're doing well, dude. T-Mac! Ocon over Hamilton. I've seen enough. Okay. Of course, T-Mac comes out of the woodworks for an Ocon comment. We got a coconut Red Bull today. I was going to save this for race day, but I was like, fuck it. We'll have one today. Sup Cheddars. Who is IWA? That is Ayumu Iwasa. I forgot to talk about Iwasa. He's the only one I didn't speak about. And Ayumu Iwasa is filling in for... Oh, and another problem. Let's hope we can make it back to the pits. Otherwise, it's a lot of time out. Oh no. Please make it back to the pits. Let's hope he makes it back to the pit. But even if he makes it back to the pits, this sounds like an issue that might plague him for the rest of the session. That would not be good. Look, if you're going to get an issue, you want to get an issue at Bahrain just because this is a track you've already practiced at during testing. Got 24 hours or 12 hours of testing there, but yeah. Anyways, I've got to talk about Iwasa. So Ayumu Iwasa is filling in for Max Verstappen. He is the currently the reserve driver for Red Bull. Iwasa was an F2 for a few seasons. Kind of caught up in that kind of era of Liam Lawson, Hadja, but I think he just missed out. You know, Liam was just a little bit better and a little bit before him, and Hadja was just, you know, just after him. So he kind of missed the boat to get an F1 seat. But also at the same time, he kind of went over Super Formula and kind of disappointed. But yeah, you know, maybe you'll get a shot in F1 at some point, but as of right now, just the reserve driver, just the reserve driver. Let's hope Kimi can make it back. He looks like he's just trundling along. Not normal times for me. It's kind of 9:30 p.m. and the race is at 1 a.m. Oof. Well, 1 a.m. is not too bad. Actually, no, I forget. Bahrain and Saudi's not amazing. It's once we get to the European part, it's 11 p.m., right? It's not too bad, not too bad. Why don't you just get Fred out of the car and put Antonelli in it? Boom. Problem solved. Oh, Piastri off track. Now, do we think that the hot temp at this time of the day is going to be good for the cars because track's more grippy? Or do we think it will be worse because the tires are just going to degrade even though it's only practice? Rose drinking the Racing Bulls drink. Yeah, to be fair, it's kind of like a Racing Bulls kind of can, isn't it? No, this is more like the Japan livery, isn't it? Need a massive doing performance this weekend. Can't have him drop. Yeah, I mean, I think it's inevitable at this point. Unless he just starts out qualifying Gasly. I said this. I don't think even if Gasly doing starts matching Gasly, I think they put too much money in Colapinto and he's got too much fans. I mean, I've even seen it all, man. Flavio Briatore will post something on socials and then all the comments are like, please give Colapinto a seat. Oh, David Elversecki is on F1 TV this weekend. Nice. I love, I don't know. I find his accent is so jarring, but it's so fun to listen to, man. He literally reminds me of Luigi from Cars. I know some streamers use Restream. Yeah, I don't use Restream. Ustream restreams your broadcast. I use a plugin, so it uses my own internet, but then I can control the quality and stuff like that. Your F1 TV ain't working, really? Mine's fine. Dawn will do Jeddah as well. After that, I don't know. Yeah, after Jeddah is the question, because that will be 5 Grand Prix. And his contract was 5 to 6, I think. So maybe he'll just do Miami, and then Miami will be done. His accent's out of a movie, honestly. Is that Giovinazzi in the Mercedes garage? What the fuck? What do you make of McLaren's rear wing flexing from Japan? I mean, it's still flexing. Yeah, I mean, they've got until Spain to solve it, so may as well just keep abusing it, you know? People keep saying illegal. It's like, no, it's not illegal until it's fucking illegal. It's just, yeah. They found a loophole. That's the way Formula 1 works. I love it. And they're able to keep abusing that until it comes into play. Practice 2 for me starts at 3 a.m. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, I've accidentally liked my own TikTok stream. Let's go. The streets remember prime late 2021 Giovinazzi. Dude, this guy will never let the Giovinazzi like 3 race domination off. Oh, Fred Vesti locking up again. Damn, Vesti's not looking very comfortable in that Merc right now. Oh, and he's locked up again. Oh my god. He is not looking comfortable at all. No way, he has another one. Oh my god, he had another one. What the fuck? He needs to chill out. I mean, maybe that shows he's pushing. 3 back-to-back. Well, you're talking about Giovinazzi. I was talking about fucking Vesti. 3 back-to-back lockups. Break magic? Maybe, but surely not. Look, I don't want to start negatively, you know, and then I don't want to start off negatively, but I saw an interview from Lewis today. It's just so depressing. Like, I'm sorry. If I'm a Lewis fan, if I'm not a Lewis fan, I'm watching that and I'm just going, you're just being boring, mate. Like, look, I'm going to be harsh here. I'm going to be harsh. I know some people think I'm a Lewis hater because I criticize him, but I criticize drivers who I criticize drivers who are underperforming, and obviously Lewis is underperforming for his standard. I'm never going to say Lewis is shit, because he's not fucking shit, is he? He's a amazing driver, but I criticize drivers who are underperforming. But I also criticize drivers who I believe run their mouth and then don't back it up with words. So anyways, I have to criticize Lewis here, right? I have to be harsh. I love Lewis, right? But I'm not a Lewis fan. As a non-Lewis fan, or as someone who's probably neutral watching Formula One, I'm probably watching. Well, I am. I'm watching Lewis right now. I'm just like, why are you just being depressed? Why are you being boring? Like he for 3 years at Mercedes was just like moping around. Oh, my car sucks. Blah, blah, blah. And then especially last year, it was like you saw this turning point of like you could kind of tell he didn't really care about Mercedes anymore. He just want to get the year over and done with. Then we had all this hype, everything, loved it, amazing, 10 out of 10 from Ferrari, all the marketing hype, all the marketing push, aura around Ferrari, cool. First race, second race. Lewis gets a sprint pole, gets a sprint win, amazing. But China, Japan, and even this weekend, it's just like, bro, you're just, what are you, like, every interview is just like, it's literally, yeah, I mean, the car, it's just like, it's going to take me time to get up to speed, and yeah, we'll just have to try to turn it around. It's just like, bro, where's the passion? Like, where's this motivation gone? It's like, it's a 24 race season. We're 3 races deep. You've got a fucking sprint pole and a sprint win. Yes, your car kind of sucked at Australia. Yes, your car sucked in the race at China. Them saying the balance is shocking. And you're sitting here going, it's just like, it's like, where's the passion of like, yeah, look, I'm hopeful we can turn it around, and like, I don't know. I'm just bored. I'm just bored by Lewis at the moment. It's very like, it's giving me, I'm too cool to have a car where it is right now. And again, as a neutral fan, it kind of just makes me like not care about Lewis's interviews or much about him at the moment. But imagine being a Lewis fan and it's like, oh yes, I can't wait for Ferrari this weekend. Like, let's hope they do good. And then you watch an interview from Lewis and he's like, yeah, we're not going to win this weekend. We fucking suck. Blah, 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 blah. If I'm a Lewis fan, I'm just like, fuck me. Okay, well, I'm not going to be hopeful for this Grand Prix anymore. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know. Again, other drivers do this as well in certain moments and blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, and I'll criticize them sometimes, but it's just like, it's been 3 and a bit years. Like, come on, man. Come on. And look, don't get me wrong. I understand drivers beat themselves up. Absolutely. They want the best of the best. But I feel there's ways to go about it. And like, I don't know. I think like Albon at Williams is a prime example of someone who for 3 years being at a car is like, so he knows he's at the back of the grid, but it's always like, yes, guys, we can get fucking points. Like for instance, if I came home from China with a sprint pole and a sprint win, I'd be going, okay, I'm really happy with that. Like that was such an awesome performance. I'm so happy to have my first win for Ferrari. But yeah, obviously the race was disappointing, and but what we saw in the sprint shows us that we can actually do something good. We have the potential to do something good this year. We just need to turn around. We need to get this new floor ready. But instead, it's very like, yeah, I mean, like, we got a new floor, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's just, last week was just not great. It's like, come on. Come on. Anyways, my rant's over, but that's how I feel at the moment. Another snooze fest this week, you reckon? Another snooze fest? Bro, the whole weekend hasn't even started. What do you mean, bro? What do you mean? Okay, what I missed? If I already clapped down on tests in China, McLaren remained legal, and then we have changes in Spain. Well, that was for the Mini DRS Phantom. Spain is for the flexi wing, where it goes down on the straight. What are your thoughts on Jeremy Clarkson talk about leaving Suzuka and other circuits? I think people who are blaming the tracks are dumb, because like, if you say, oh, Suzuka, Monaco, Spa, Monza, all these tracks aren't good for Formula One, what fucking tracks are going to be left on Formula One? The problem is the cars. The problem are the tires. Yes, you could argue this is the way Formula One is now. Let's go to tracks that suit it. And I do agree. If Formula One want to keep these cars the way it is, we need to go to tracks that suit it. And that's why when Las Vegas got announced, I was like, guys, this looks like an amazing track for F1 cars. And what do you know? It was a fucking amazing track. But I think we can all agree we would prefer different cars and tires than different tracks. It's kind of always been like that. Even when Merck was dominant, if something went wrong in the race, he was immediately down. Yeah, I mean, I saw a tweet this morning that was like, Lewis has never been the same since the Rosberg 2016 era, and I kind of agree. Like I get again, I haven't been watching F1 since I didn't watch F1 before 2019, but I look back at interviews of him 2016 and before, and he's very bubbly. He's very like eager, wanting to win. And now it's almost like, and I get it. You know, he's got 7 championships. He's got all these race wins. So a P3 feels like nothing. But like, I don't know. Like, the more I see Lewis like this, the more I'm like, yeah, look, you've done everything. Maybe it's time to call it quits. And, you know, we'll see what happens at the end of his Ferrari stint. But maybe we'll call it quits. But I don't know. I just feel like the kind of hungriness is gone. And I thought we were going to see a new Lewis at Ferrari where if they started off weak, he would be like, we will come back. We will come back. But he's kind of gone back to that like, eh. Raven complained about the W11 back then. He's lost his mojo. So according to Liam, balance is shocking. Too much Lewis PR. Lewis is washed. Time to retire. He's been boring since Rosberg left. I agree with you, and I'm a Lewis fan. That Liam radio was straight out of F1 Editor when they give you setup feedback. He's very pessimistic. Who's Beg? That is Dino Beganovic, Swedish driver from F2. I agree. He seems rattled. What's up, Kevin? Also, Rory, Maddie Howe, that Aussie Don, Trey Flan, Mr. DNF, Space Dust, Hampus, F1 Nito Mail, Pooper, Rennie, Tired Ghost. Thank you guys all for the follows. Welcome to the stream. He wanted this team, yeah, exactly. Lewis has always been emotional. I saw that clip and think it's overreaction on his mood. He just gave a damper, deadpan answer. Yeah, but it's my point is, right, like don't be wrong. I completely understand that drivers don't owe anything to media or to fans, 100%. But I think we can all agree, like, one part of being a sports athlete is you know, like don't be wrong, 90%, 70% of actually, you know what, maybe in today's day and age it's 50-50, right? Because look at Daniel Ricciardo. He wasn't doing good at McLaren. He wasn't a front running driver at Renault, but he was still one of the most loved drivers on the grid, most popular drivers on the grid, right? So I think it's 50-50. Like, you have to perform. You know, a driver like Max, doesn't matter how much marketing stuff he does off track, his performances does the talking, right? And creates fans, right? But then you've got drivers like, you know, Lando for many years was not getting podiums, but he was still a much loved driver. So I think it's like 50-50 nowadays. So my point is, Lewis isn't doing the talking on track at the moment. Obviously, hasn't got a podium this year. Obviously, he's got to win in sprint, pole, and sprint. Blah, blah, blah. Mercedes, you know, wasn't really consistently getting podiums, consistently getting wins. Right? He's not doing the talking on track. He's getting beat by Russell. So you make up for that by being a good personality off track. And I'm not saying Lewis is a bad personality off track, but it's very like, it's just boring. It's just dull. And it's just like, I want happy Lewis back. I want talkative Lewis back. And don't get me wrong, he owes me nothing. He knows his fans nothing. He owes no one nothing to be energetic. But like, if he doesn't want people to criticize him as much, or, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like your personality comes across so much. I'm not saying like, oh, people are going to let you off the hook if you underperform because you're a happy guy, but at the same time, it kind of does. I don't know if I'm making sense right now. Like, yeah. I think Lewis will have some spectacular moments, just like the China sprint, but over the course of the season, he won't finish top 5. I don't really know what the right way of saying this is, but in my honest opinion, I feel as though Lewis hasn't been great since the Merc isn't as dominant. I think he just doesn't suit this reg of cars. You know, I think 2026 will be interesting to see how he adapts, but yeah, I just think this reg of cars just doesn't suit him. I was here for Manager yesterday and here for the practices. What's up, Quadris? I can't wait for the reg changes. It should help racing. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, this should have helped racing, and it did, but not a huge amount. 2026 could be a horror farewell season for Lewis if the rumors about Mercedes having by far best engine are true. Yeah, true. I'm not going to overreact, but Ocon's going to get a podium this weekend. This guy. What's up, Savage? How's it going? Above the stream. World's only Ocon fan is here. He is. We should get an Ocon emote, Ocon badge for T-Mac. Oscar would have led the championship 65 if he didn't make the mistake in Melbourne. Yeah, but I mean, like, shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know, like it did happen, and he is down on points, and that's his fault. So please, F1 is at more reasonable times now, and you can scream loudly now, Ponden. Yep. I'm so excited. How's it going, Vicky? I think Ferrari is going to win this Sunday. That is the classic Ferrari circle. Yeah, true. I mean, they've only had one disappointment in Japan. They're going to have one more disappointment. They'll be back in Saudi. For me, Lewis's Outlook chat. Oh, right up. I'm on 18 milliseconds of Norris right now. You see Norris's quote about Max if he jumped in the McLaren? Dude, should we talk about it now or should we wait? Let's talk about it now. If you didn't see, let me get the quote up. So Lando was asked what his thoughts were on Max. Fuck, I won't even get the quote up. Unless someone can link it right now. Lando was asked what his thoughts were on Max saying that if he hopped in the McLaren, or if he was in the McLaren in Japan, he'd be way up the road. And Lando basically said, I don't care what Max thinks, but then followed up by saying, if Max hopped in the McLaren, I would love to see Max hop in the McLaren. Max can hop in the McLaren anytime he likes. And I'd love to see his face when he hops out and he's disappointed. And it's kind of like, okay, first off, he said you don't care what he says, and then you responded anyway. But second off, like, every person, I think, watching Formula One at the moment, every driver, every team knows the McLaren is the best car on the grid. And no one's denying that McLaren have two amazing drivers. No one said Piastri sucks, Lando sucks, Lando's going to cost McLaren the champ. No one's saying this shit. All everyone's saying is that they are not maximizing the car the last 1.5 years, or the last year, let's say, because it started in Monza last year. They're not maximizing the car for how good the car is. And in Japan, they should have got pole, and they should have tried something. Again, if they tried and didn't beat Max, fair enough. But they didn't try anything. And no one's saying Lando and Piastri sucks. They're just saying they're not maximizing the car right now. And obviously Max saying he would have been up the road in the McLaren. He's probably saying, like, he would have done something with his team to get past, whatever. Yet Lando still feels like, well, if Max hopped in the car, he would not have a smile on his face. And it's like, I'm fairly sure he would have a smile on his face, because the McLaren is way better than the Red Bull right now. Yeah, the McLaren, Max was able to get the Red Bull in the right window in Japan. But overall, the McLaren is the easier car to drive. Yes, it's still pointy, but it's nowhere near as fucking pointy as Red Bull. So what he's saying, it's one of those things that's not even an opinion. It's just factually wrong. His car is better. It is quicker, and it's easier to drive than Red Bull. So him saying Max would hop in the McLaren and be upset, like, I think that's just factually wrong. And it's just like, who are you trying to fool here? Like, are you trying to fool the Lando fans who are so, like, deluded by Max is only quick because he's got the fastest car, and they think that, McLaren isn't as good as they are? Because who are you trying to fool? Like, everyone knows if Max hopped in that McLaren, he probably wouldn't wipe the floor with you, but he would be way better than he is in the Red Bull right now. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, be quiet, get P1, get P2, do the job, and everyone will like you. But more people will like you. But right now, it's just like it's literally like, put the tires on the tarmac, bro. Put the fries in the bag. Like, please, man, just be quiet. Be quiet. It's like Zach Brown in Australia running his mouth about the Red Bull second seat for no reason at all. And then there was another quote from Lando in, was it China? And now this quote this weekend, it's just like, guys, come on. Anyways, that's my rant about Lando. Replaced by F2 driver like Charles. Where's Russell? Yeah, he's being replaced by a junior driver for this practice session. Anyways, what do I miss? Sup, Oliver James? I'm doing good, dude. How are you? Since Honda is leaving Red Bull, how is Yuki going to have a seat as he's sponsored by Honda? I think there's a lot of misconception about that. Is he backed by Honda? Yes, but does that mean he's got a confirmed seat and they're just going to drop him once Honda goes? No. I can't wait till McLaren does their junior FP1 session so we can see if Lando's been talking shit or if it's actually not as fast as we think. But even then, even if a fucking junior or even Pato Award or whoever the fuck hops up the McLaren to do the session, it's still, and they're quick or slow or, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, If they're slow, it doesn't prove anything. I guess if they're quick, it proves something. But yeah. Friday already ruined 2026. 2027 is our year. What's up, artistry? Wait, how have they ruined 2026? Hamilton just an unk who don't got it. Simple as that. Afternoon. Wait, read that. Pumilton gives me the best car, second lap quicker than anyone else, or I retire. I swear he's trying to get people to dislike him at this point. Yeah, honestly, Lando just has to shut up. It's a rapid, twitchy front end car. Max would destroy Lando with roles reversed. Lando only said that because he knows that there is zero realistic chance that Max will test the MCL 39 anytime soon. Well, that's what I mean. This is what I mean, right? If you say something, you need to back it. And if you're gonna sit in an interview and say, if Max hopped in the car, he can come test the car anytime he wants. Let him test it then. Let him test it. You know what I mean? Like let him test it. If you're gonna say it. Yeah. Friday need to get rid of DDS, Delulu deployment system. He doesn't suck, but he's not some generational talent. See, I disagree. I'm a big backer of Lando. I think he's a top tier driver. I think last year, I mean, he was the top 3 driver last year. I still think Leclerc was slightly better. I think he's a top driver in the sport. The problem is, you got 4-time Max Verstappen, or in the past, 7-time Lewis Hamilton, and he's not talking shit necessarily, but he's comparing himself to these guys. He's criticizing these guys, and it's like, who's to say you should criticize them? And again, people misinterpret this. Lando fans will listen to us content creators or Twitter users, whoever the fuck, criticize Lando for what he says or criticize what he does. And it's we don't think he's bad. I think he's a top 5 talent on the grid at the moment, like you know, potential wise as well. He's a top 5 driver on the grid, 100%. He will win a championship in the future, I believe. I think he's an amazing driver. But if you're going to run your mouth like you're a 4-time champ or criticize multiple-time champions, you should live up to that level. And to me, he's not. So, of course, I'm going to criticize him. If he just sat here and did his job and was like, yes, P2, I'm fighting for the championship. I'd really love to win the championship this year. We need to tidy up our mistakes. It's fine. But he's sitting here going, nah, Max isn't that good. We're actually not that quick. And, you know, Lewis only won because he had the fastest car back then. And Max is only winning because he had the fastest car. And, like, you know, maybe Sebastian Vettel should go back to driving his car. Maybe you should go back to driving your car. Maybe you should go back to driving your car. The consensus is that Rebel Racing is terrible to drive, backed up by Albon, Gasly, Checo, Liam, and Tsunoda. So Lando, Oscar really need to pull their finger out. But the thing is, Oscar's not running his mouth, so it's just like, he's fine, man. He's fine. He's doing his job. Cowden, what's up, dude? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Mind games of McLaren to make Red Bull crumble. But, like, they're not, though. They're not doing shit, man. They're forcing it. Oh, Borderlands had double purples, just went off track at the end there. How's Max doing? Max is not doing this session. Awasa is doing his rookie lap. Wow, went off track and still got 5 tenths up. There's no way people really think Pato Ward can immediately beat Lando. No, I don't think anyone would think that. What's up, Daniel? Why is James Val's microphone always terrible? Oh, is he on the Sky Sports board this weekend? At least it's not Team Lewis Hamilton sending death threats to Latifi for losing control. Oh, what time did you get? Did you go in the wrong... Did you go in the V-car box? Watch him go in the V-car box. Oh, yeah, he just drove past Red Bull. I wonder if he was driving a V-carb or if he got confused because of Japan last week. Yeah, nice bit to shut it and just do business. Lando isn't going to win any World Driver Championship unless he clearly has the fastest car by some margin. But isn't it that you need a car at the front to be at the front? You wouldn't be seeing Joe last year qualify on pole. Wait, but isn't it that you need a car at the front to be at the front? Wait, I don't get that. I'm not even surprised Lando runs his mouth without, like, look at who his boss has been his whole career. Lando speaks enough for both McLaren drivers. If what McLaren says pisses you off, then it must be working because they want to give an op the wrong mindset. But it doesn't... the thing is, it doesn't piss me off. If I was Red Bull, I would just be like, this guy, like, okay. Like, I wouldn't care. The thing is, it's always... Every time, I feel like 90% of the time Lando, quote-unquote, runs his mouth is from responding to the media or responding to Red Bull or responding to Ferrari. It's never just like, you know what I mean? So I think it's the opposite. I think he's getting rattled by the press. He's getting rattled by Red Bull. I don't think Zach is definitely doing stuff to try rattle Red Bull, absolutely. But saying I'm rattled by it, I'm not rattled by it. I'm just responding. I'm just giving my opinion on what I think Lando is as a person at the moment or as a driver. V-card mindset. Bottas so is the Aussie bogan look worked out with the mullet, the mirror sunnies, the baseball cap. Yeah. Baseball cap Aussie? I don't know about that. I'd say a big wide brim hat would look more Aussie, to be honest. If I was at Red Bull, I'd get demoted to V-carb after two races. Just put Checo in the McLaren. Facts. Remember, there's a bus. Yeah, the bus out and testing was so funny. Lando's not how Marco you want to say. Can't watch your channel with races and qualities just 7 to 8 seconds ahead of my stream. Well, that's why the YouTube stream exists on now. You can go on YouTube and delay the YouTube stream by 7 to 8 seconds, and then you'll be in time. Hulkenberg locking up. Damn, Sauber at the top. I mean, they're on the sauce, but maybe they're just going to cook, bro. Maybe they're going to cook. If Max and Lewis won because they had the best car, Lando should definitely win because now he has the best car. He has the best car for some time now and didn't get the number of wins he should have. No, I completely agree, David. That's the thing. That's the point that we were talking about, right? Is that's the point we were talking about. Is like you can't sit around for years saying, "Oh, Max and Lewis only won because they had the fastest car," and now you've got the fastest car, whether it's by 1 second or 1/10. You've got the fastest car, so do it. So do it. The center time on screen isn't in sync with the stream time, or is that just me? It's in sync for me. 26, 24. I mean, you can't see my stream, but it's in sync. It's actually so insane. It's actually perfectly in sync. Holy fuck. I think Lewis has a chance at the World Driver Championship next year. His driving style doesn't fit the big fat cars we have now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Or is he? You know, that's what I mean. Like, I keep defending Lewis. It's the regs. It's the regs. It's the regs. He's not shit. It's just the regs. But obviously, then again, if you can't adapt to the regs, you could argue you're shit. But they're shit. But yeah, we'll see what happens in 2026. If he had a performance in 2026, then yeah, he's unfortunately just had the same fate as Vettel. I think it's, you know, we spoke about this last week. I think it comes down to mindset, right? And this goes for any athlete or any competitive person in any industry, right? Even business, even in the business world, right? If you have achieved every Piastri almost lost the car again on that last corner. If you have achieved everything, right? You are naturally going to try less, right? And we're talking about this, how Lewis is open about him not doing much simulator time or any simulator time at all. He claims he's done these tracks for years. He practices enough to get up to speed. And is that mindset what's now making him fall behind these young guys who are putting in work at the gym, putting in that extra work at the gym, I should say, putting in that extra work in the engineering room, putting in that extra work in the simulator? Because the only time, look, we don't see the behind the scenes of any driver. I'd really love to know the exact amount of time each driver does in the simulator, each driver spends in the gym, and each amount of time drivers spend in the engineering room. Yeah, it does definitely seem like Lewis spends a lot of time with the engineers, but I don't know. From what I gauge, he doesn't spend much time in the simulator, and it's stuff like that. It's like, you know, is that what's letting him make him fall behind at the moment? Use multi-viewer? Yes, I do. That's what these live timings are from multi-viewer. I think Lewis has a... wait, I read that. I'd be surprised if Lewis is top 5 next year. Lando's attitude doesn't give any confidence he could compete for the World Driver Championship if the fight is close. Not the broadcast showing the McLaren's rear wing cam. I can't see Max ever trying less because he's won so much. Some people are just built different. Well, that's the thing. Drivers like Max and Alonso, I think their mindset and their talent... How do I word this? I think Max and Alonso are talented drivers. They naturally have that talent. And, okay, the way I see it is Max and Alonso are like Lionel Messi, right? They just have that talent. They have that edge. They don't have to practice as much as other people. They just have that touch, right? And they have that mentality. Lewis Hamilton to me is Cristiano Ronaldo. He the thing is, I obviously think Lewis is talented, but he worked for that talent. You know what I mean? It was the extra effort he put in as a kid, coming up the ranks, you know, the time in the gym, everything like that. For me, Lewis is like the Cristiano Ronaldo. Like he is, it's his mindset that gets him to where he is. And Schumacher for me is the perfect example of a driver in between. I feel like he had that talent, but he also had that mindset. And yeah. Drivers like Max and Alonso can get away with doing less stuff, but Lewis, I think, has proven over the years he is that driver who, you know, it was his mindset and his motivation and his extra work that put him ahead of everyone. But now is he putting in the extra work and stuff? Okay, I don't know what's happening right now, but everyone's improving. Doohan went up to 4th, and then Ocon went up to 2nd, and now Albon's up to 1st. Like, what the fuck's happening? And now Gasly's going to go up to 1st. How's the track going this much better? Is it... What the fuck? And now is just heaps of tarmac going down? Sorry, heaps of rubber going down? What the fuck? What's up, Greenie? We're seeing a lot of older generation drivers not do so well with the ground effect cars. Lewis, Checo, Danny Rick, Bottas, etc. couldn't get some performance. Yeah, exactly. Even Alonso is struggling in the last couple years. Poor Brownie. Yeah, what's happened to Brownie? He's only had 9 laps. Same with Bogdanovic, 28. Wait, what's happened to Stroll? He's got no laps. Stroll 0 laps. Antonelli 3. Oh, wait, that's on this tire. Sorry. Imagine if the race results looked like this. Imagine. Looks like F1 manager save. If Lawson does well in V-Carb, he'd be the next Anthony. Wait, what's the Anthony reference? I don't get it. Alonso's busy trying not to get murdered by Ocon in 2022. So many Yuki is here, lock up on the last corner as well. A lot of people going wide on this last corner. Maybe it's a bit dusty on that curb. Top 11 all normal drivers. Stroll, Hamilton, Antonelli, only one's not. You're making driver-player comps and I just wanted to throw Ocon... Wait, you were making driver-player comparisons and I just wanted to throw Ocon shit. Ah, I see. Fry's the Man United at F1. Oh, honestly. 100%. The legacy team that everyone loves, wants to see do well, but they just, like, stuck in their old ways. Why? Why does Yuki do this? Why? Why do these guys do this? What is the point? Ban him. Albon literally did nothing wrong. You're looking very groomed and sexy. Thank you. What's up, Shadowcut? How's it going? Oh, Leclerc's the Neymar of F1. I don't really know much about Neymar. I ain't gonna lie. Neymar one of those Neymar is one of those drivers, one of those people who, like, my whole life, Neymar, oh my god, Neymar, skills like Neymar, blah, blah, blah. I know nothing about Neymar's career. Like, what, did he play at fucking Porto or something? And then he went to Barcelona and was alongside Messi and shit. And then went to PSG. And then now gone to Saudi. Like, I know nothing about Neymar. And I'm really good when it comes to fucking... When it comes to sports and, like, the top athletes. I literally know nothing about Neymar. Other than he's, like, one of those drivers, one of those players who gets slightly touched and then he falls over and pretends to die. Neymar never won the Ballon d'Or. Leclerc never won the World Driver Championship and probably never will, right? So, right, so a top player who never, like, achieved the top. I wonder if the current generation will have problems with the 2026 cars. Well, the young drivers will adapt faster, just like 2022. Yeah. 2026 is going to be good, man. I think this year is going to be like 2021. Great championship fight, great races, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to go into 2026. That's going to feel like 2022, all fresh, different pecking order, new liveries, new cars, everything, new everything. You know, like fresh start almost for F1 again. Even though this year kind of feels a little bit fresh with all the new drivers and, like, you know, new graphics and stuff like that. 2026 will feel fresh. We have an 11th team on the grid as well. My row with 2026 is it's going to be the engine pecking order. You know, it's going to be... I'm honestly, man, I'm really worried. I'm really worried that we're gonna have Mercedes top 5 teams on the grid, top 5, top 4 teams on the grid, and then the other teams, and then it's just gonna be like 5-second fucking spread again, and it's just gonna be so dog shit. I hope not. I hope not, but you know, I got to witness the 29. I thankfully got to witness 2019 and 2020 before the engines froze, and fuck me, those gaps are insane. Do you guys, now that we've been able to see, oh, what the fuck? Teammate blocking teammate. Oh my god, imagine they fucking crash, holy. Wait, there's Albon that blocked Browning though. Not the other way around. Wouch. New word, new word. Okay, now that we've seen, right, I don't think any of us, or most of us in chat, can really comment on this because one, most of us probably haven't watched Formula One long enough. And two, we don't really know fuck all about engines and the way they work. But now that we've seen Formula One with frozen engines, aka everyone's engines, you know, you can't develop the power, you can only develop the reliability. Really reliable engines. We don't have random fucky retirements, right? Do we maybe just want to see this forever in Formula One, where like you bring an engine, it's kind of it's like the power's capped out, you can only develop the reliability. We don't see random DNFs fucking every single week. Like, honestly, the more I think about it, I'd be happy with it. Like when I think about Formula One, right? When I think about Formula One, some people want spec series. Fuck off. Formula One's not a spec series. It's about the development of the cars. But I think there's enough to do with aero, even oil nowadays. Not oil. What do you call it? Yeah. Sorry, petrol, because obviously every team uses different petrol as well. There's enough with the petrol. There's enough with the aero. I think to warrant there being a constructors championship and the difference between cars. But like when you think about the engine, it makes such a difference. Like if you look back to 2018 and shit, the spread between the teams and the engines, but also a random retirement for a driver because they got a 2018 fucking Renault in the back of their car, and Daniel Ricciardo retires from half the race in the season. That's fucking boring. That's boring. There's like, don't get me wrong. Oh my god, Lando Norris is retired from the race due to an engine failure. Like, oh, like Australia 2024. Oh my god, Max is retired from a brake failure. Oh my god, like it's epic for 1 second, and then you realize like, oh, that's fucking shit. And then they're out of the race. That's one less car in the battle. It's just poo. It's just poo. So, to me, I feel like having engines where they're unreliable because everyone's pushing the max, it kind of just ruins it for the drivers, and it kind of like, it almost to me makes it a little bit fucky. Like, don't be wrong, in terms of the constructors, yeah, it's good because it's like you got to make a good engine and a reliable engine, otherwise you're going to lose out points to the constructors. But in terms of the drivers, you miss out on a fucking drivers championship because your engine fucking breaks. So it's just shit, man. It's just shit. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if they had like a cap on the engines, but then again, like I understand how it would take away from the development of F1, but I think the development of F1 the last few years has been amazing without the engines. So I don't know. What do you guys think? It's gonna be madness again. No, yes. Did you follow any of the motorsports before 2019? Have you watched old races? I've been watching since the 70s. Excuse me. The car broke down all the time. Yeah, so I watched the Grand Prix. I watched the season reviews, which are like 10-minute highlights of each race from 2000 through to 2008. And obviously just watching the sport now for 8 seasons, watching all the like videos and learning about the sport. Like I know about Formula One. I'd say from 1998 through to now, I know a lot about the sport, specifically 2019 through to now, 2018 through to now. But yes, I'm aware of like all the old, how Formula One was back then. I've watched old races and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously don't know much about before 1998. Yeah. It's not 100% that Merc will be as good as 2014. What if they suck and fucking Ferrari gets the best? Well, rumors that at the moment the Mercedes have a huge lead on all the other teams. Middle ground between indestructible engines and 10 DNFs a season. Yeah. Basically, the driver with the most luck wins. The problem with turbo hybrid era is that the technology was very new and the engine manufacturers and the teams weren't working closely enough, which is why Merc did very well as they controlled the package. Fair enough, fair enough. In my opinion, they need to get rid of the 3-part qualifying, bring back hot lap qualifying. I have thought about this, right? Qualifying at the moment is the best part of Formula 1. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but at least the last couple of years, qualifying is the best part of Formula 1. Obviously, when a race is banging, like Australia, it's banging. Or Baku last year with Piastri winning, the races are banging. But overall, qualifying is better than the race at the moment. So my thought is, why don't we bin off one fucking practice session and we do a top 10 shootout? You know, like what if we did you do qualifying. I don't know. I really want to do a stream or a video one day where I make my dream Formula 1 everything, right? So I do my dream drivers on the grid, dream teams, dream format, dream tracks, dream broadcast, dream everything, right? And I genuinely think if I had to do my dream format, it would be practice 1 on Friday. It would be a top 10, it would be a one-shot qualifying shootout, right? And then that sets the grid for a sprint race. And then qualifying on Saturday, and then race on Sunday. Because the thing is, I am not a Australian supercars watcher, and I'm sure a lot of you in chat aren't either. They do top 10 shootout. It is the most entertaining thing, right? Imagine this. I'm going to set the scene. It's Abu Dhabi 2021. You know what? Fuck off. Let's not do the best race of the season. Let's just do a random race. Let's go Saudi, the race before the final race of the season. Saudi Arabia, Max and Lewis are close in the championship. You got the top 10, or let's just say top 20, reverse championship order, reverse whatever order. Blah, 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 blah. They're all doing their laps. Right, Lewis Hamilton comes out. We're watching his whole lap on the broadcast for 1 minute and 30 seconds as he does the lap. Oh my God, purple sector 1 for Lewis. He's coming to sector 2. Purple sector 2. Oh my God, purple sector 3. And he goes up to pole. And then 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds, 10 seconds after Lewis finishes his lap, Max is starting his lap. And now we ride on board with Max. Can Max beat Lewis? Purple sector 1. Oh my God, purple sector 2. We're coming into sector 3, the last one. He's in the wall. And we get to ride on board with all 20 drivers. The sponsors get their time on camera. The teams get their time on camera. Every driver gets their own moment on camera. But most importantly, we get to watch every single qualifying lap in full. Ooh, they fucked up there. And the thing is, the pressure. One lap. They have to prove themselves. Don't get me wrong, it would take away from the normal qualifying format. But I think that would be so fucking elite. And I think the motorsports that do a shootout are so entertaining to watch. Like, again, I remember Gold Coast 500. I've been both in the back of a team's garage and in the crowd as a fan and watching on TV. And every single time I watch a top 10 shootout, it's so fun to watch. And the thing is, you could argue, but track Evo. Well, don't fucking suck then. To be last in the shootout. But at the end of the day, when there's only one car going around one by one, and you're going so soon after each other, it wouldn't make that much of a difference anyway. Why is this guy always crying on the radio? Chill out, fam. What I think happened was Browning thought Albon would go around the outside, went to the inside to give him space, which is unlucky. Yeah. Agree. Quality is reliably fun. That'd be sick. Imagine every year all 20 drivers at the end of the season all do one big kart race. That'd be sick. I can't wait for. Is it 2026? We're gonna get the rookie race. The preseason. Is it preseason rookie race? That's gonna be so good. If you don't know, there's F1's working towards having a Grand Prix weekend. Is it a Grand Prix weekend or is it just, I can't remember what it is. I think it's like a preseason thing where it's just all rookies in the cars. Give me a sec. Was it No, I think it's postseason. No, I think it's a postseason test. Yeah, that's what it is. Postseason test, but instead it will be broadcasted as like a Grand Prix weekend. Like you'd still have, basically F1 can go to sponsors and be like, we're going to have an extra race. So it's, you know, F1 can get more money from it. People will keep their subscriptions to broadcast a couple weeks longer because there's an extra postseason thing. But it's like a postseason test, but it's a race. But they like test things out. So they'll test new tires, they'll test out new formats and stuff like that. But the best part about it is it's 20 rookies in the cars. So not only do we get to watch some like new fucky format that's like really cool, but formats or new wheels or new whatever the fuck, but it's 20 drivers getting to prove themselves. It'd be really fucking cool. I think Formula need to do that. I think something like that. I know some traditionalists will be like, but that's not Formula One. It's not meant to be. It's not related to the championship. It's just an extra little thing. It's an extra thing for rookies to be able to prove themselves, but also for F1 to be able to test stuff. Think about it. We've got $1 billion sport here, and they don't test anything. You know, we just show up to a season and it's like, all right, guys, this is it. And then look what happened with 2022 with porpoising. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like proper testing of anything. It's all computers, man. Track Revolution makes it unfair, in my opinion. Imagine all the drivers were, but that teams love you because you care so much about sponsors. I know. I'm all about them sponsors, man. That's good, but 2005 proved that if rain comes into the picture, it can mess up the grid order. True. I really like in Formula E how they go head-to-head in quali, but the broadcast shows both laps in a split screen, and you see exactly. That's cool. I haven't really watched much Formula E. Cool listen. I'm on the stream, by the way. I think it makes more sense in a spec series than a Constructors' Championship. Yeah, true. You got to feel for Alex at times, though. He's a great driver, especially with Williams over the years. He has a lot of patience at times. Yeah, true. They should have 3 cars. Third car is used for rookies. 6 races a year, they host a rookie race. Yeah, I said, why don't sprint weekends, why don't they make the sprint and the qualifying driven by a rookie? But I don't know. Then teams will start, the thing is, then the good teams will start hiring good drivers to be that third driver if there's championship points on the line. You know what I mean? Like if there's 8 points on the line in a sprint, you know for a fact Red Bull is just gonna have Liam, Yuki, and whoever at the team. Max at the team. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like for instance, Mercedes would make sure they have Bottas. I mean, it could be a good thing. It could be a good thing. Do the Mario Kart method and start where you finish the last race. They definitely need to give rookies a longer time in the team doing. For example, Grade F2, they've been saying since OsGP's he's on borrowed time, yet did most of the overtakes of Suzuka. Yeah, I don't know how long Doohan's got. I prefer Formula E's quality to F1 sometimes, right? Again, I haven't really watched much or any Formula E qualifying before. Yeah, but if you do it with a third car and it can only be driven by a development driver from the lower category, that would be cool. Yeah, true. Why does he look like Gary Neville? The fuck? When MotoGP watch along? Oh, whose Albon ran over? His blood's all over the front wing. Oh, well, lucky the end of the session. MotoGP watch along. I mean, the Brady Beater was what MotoGP? No, again, when you put so much time into one sport, it's hard to keep up with another sport. I'd love to do watch alongs for IndyCar and MotoGP, but then I'd have to compromise something in the Formula One world. MotoGP has gotten more and more boring over the years, you reckon? Oh, excuse me. When sleeping watch along? Who should we watch sleep first? I think drivers should do a wheel spin to see where they start on the grid, and your spin position is based on where you are in the championship, and it's reverse championship. I like that. Mixing it up. Yeah, Alpine's going really crazy today. Looking good. I mean, I don't know. It's part of me wants to be like, oh, it's just practice. But then again, I feel like everyone kind of did come out and do their laps. Interesting to see how far Iwasa is off Sonoda, but then again, he's on the mediums. I really wish he did a push lap. Would have been good to see. Doing Australian supercars watch along. When I was back home in Australia, I never did supercars watch along. It's one of those things, like, if I was like a big streamer and I was only a streamer, like I didn't do other content and stuff like that, I'd 100% do watch alongs for IndyCar and MotoGP, but obviously I need to do all my own editing, my own shorts, stuff like that. So if I ended up doing a F1 watch along, MotoGP watch along, IndyCar watch along, supercars watch alongs, I'd have no time to do anything else. And I think this motorsport is still such a niche in the sense that, like, you know, doing a watch along for Australian supercars or IndyCar or MotoGP, like, I just don't think it would bring enough viewership, if that makes sense. In saying that though, Ash Vanderlei, she's done an amazing job she does watch alongs for F1, NASCAR, and IndyCar, I think. Yeah. And she's done a really good job of growing a community that is like dedicated about motorsports. And she does watch alongs for all three series. Obviously I'd say a little bit easier for her because obviously NASCAR and IndyCar are actually good times in America. She'd probably get a little bit fucked over by the F1 times, but yeah. I mean, I feel like most MotoGP races clash with F1. And yeah, IndyCar is just bad time. I also forgot F1 cars were set up more like road cars. They look like the driving computers with steering wheels. Really? I think that's what makes Formula 1 so cool, is that they are basically like spaceships. You do Indy 500 for a watch along, especially with how boring Monaco usually is. Well, Indy 500 is on the same weekend as Monaco, right? If I'm not mistaken. I thought it got moved. I swear it got moved, didn't it? Supercars would love you if you convince more people to watch it, though. Yeah, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'd have enough pull to do that. But like, compared to the football world, right? That's what's cool about the football world, is like, you could be you know, you got Manchester United, they compete in Premier League, they compete in Champions League, they compete in Europa League, then you got the Euros, then you got the World Cup, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still football at the end of the day. Whereas if I went into the MotoGP or a IndyCar watch along, my viewership would go probably more than half, you know what I mean? Even though people are interested in it, it's just like, it's a different sport at the end of the day. If you're boss of Cadillac, who would you sign? I would sign Sergio Perez and... If Colapinto was free, I'd go Colapinto. I don't know, just kind of whoever's free on the grid after this year. Perez 100%. Mick Joe, definitely not.
Hi guys.
Hi guys, Fish here.
Hope everyone is good.
You're good,
Bahrain time,
man.
baby. I'm still Team Aston, even if Stroll is still there. And did I hear that Aston sold its stake in the team, or am I tripping? Love you, Ponden. Lol pog pog.
Fish, thank you for the 59-month resub, dude. I appreciate it. 59 months, holy fuck. Appreciate supporting the stream as always, man. Aston sold its stake. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Aston sell its stake to Lawrence, or did Lawrence sell his stake in the F1 part of Aston Martin, but he still owns majority in the Aston Martin car company? That's TikTok telling me I need to prove that I'm not a robot streaming. All right, session's done. We'll wait for everyone to finish their laps. But yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning on in for FP1. 2.5 hours time, we've got FP2, so stick around over on Twitch. We've got F3 qualifying, we've got F2 qualifying, we've got videos to watch, things to do, and then we've got FP2, so stick around. But let's wait for everyone to finish their laps first. Piastri on a lap. Yeah, I don't know who Cadillac get. I think Perez is 100% your number one option. He's a great driver. Obviously motivated, I think, after the Red Bull stuff. Obviously, Max, you know, has a good amount of American fans, but also just a lot of is it Latin America, South American fans? Yeah, I don't know who you get in the second seat. I feel like there's no one that like really stands out who could be like a great second option other than Colapinto, but Colapinto looks like he'll be on the grid next year anyway, so I don't know. Bottas, but then you've got two old drivers who could potentially be washed. You know, like Perez is a risk in a sense of like you don't know if he's gonna have it. I don't rate Bottas. I'm sorry, I don't rate Bottas. Like he's a mid driver at best, and now he's old. So now he's just a mid old driver. No offense to Bottas, but yeah. And I think he clocked out. He 100% went. I genuinely think he went to Sauber just to fly around the world and drive a car quick. Like he wasn't putting in the extra effort, in my opinion. Bottas was only bad because he was at stake. Yeah, but again, it comes back to the mindset thing. Like you look at Hulkenberg, you look at Albon, you look at Yuki at VCarb. Like you could tell they really cared about doing well. But these guys just didn't. Bro, he's not even hopped out the car yet. What's not even hopped out the car yet? And they're already taking his fucking number off. Yeah, I don't know who you put in the second seat. You wouldn't put Doohan. What other rookies are kind of like out there? I don't know. You know what? Just fast track Ugo to Cadillac. American driver at Cadillac. Oh no, I do generally think Ugo will be at Cadillac in the next few years. If you don't know Ugo, well, fuck his last name. Ugo. Oh fuck, I hate pronouncing because I don't want to. So saying well done to Fred. Fred saying thank you. Although he was third last and he was out of the session. Okay, Ugo Chukwu. That's how you pronounce it. He's an American driver. He won Macau last year, I should say. He's making his debut in F3 this year, or he's made his debut in F3 this year. We're gonna be watching F3 in a moment, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, he definitely seems like an Antonelli, like a Lando Norris, sorry, like a Charles Leclerc, like a George Russell, like those young guys who just look so, yeah, Lando Norris as well, like those young guys who just look so dominant in the junior categories. And he's American, so I can see him ending up at Cadillac. I forgot, when we're talking about Cadillac, I completely forgot to talk about the IndyCar drivers. I think it'll be Perez an IndyCar driver, whether it's Palou, whether it's Herta, whether it's O'Ward, whether it's, who's the other one that's kind of like being talked about? Is it just Palou? I think it's maybe just Palou. But yeah. Anyways, guys, FP1 is done. Norris at the top by 2/10. We'll pay out the predictions for McLaren. There you go. Well done. Well done. Then P2 is Gasly. Very interesting. Hamilton P3, Albon P4, Ocon P5, Hulkenberg P6 is interesting too on the hard tire, and Doohan P7 on the hard. Lawson P8, Sonoda P9, Piastri P10, Borletta P11, Hedger P12, Browning P13, Bogdanovich P14, Stroll P15, Drogovic P16, Hirakawa 17, Vessi 18, Iwasa 19, and Antonelli P20, but didn't get much runtime in. So quickly, look at the rookie comparisons. So Browning was 9/10 off his teammate, off of Albon. Again, hard to tell with run times, but still just interesting to look at. Browning, 9/10 off Albon. Bogdanovich was 1.3 seconds off Lewis. Drogovic, only 80 milliseconds off of Stroll. Good showing that. Good showing that. Hirakawa was 1.1 seconds off of Ocon. And Vessi obviously beat Antonelli, but Antonelli didn't get laps. Oh, Iwasa was 1 second off his teammates. So, yeah, basically all the rookies other than Drogovic were 1 second off their teammates. Oh, sorry, all the, like, junior test drivers were a second off their teammates other than Iwasa. So, other than Drogovic. So good showing from Drogovic. Good showing for Drogovic there. Anyways, guys, that is it for FP1. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit the follow button down below. We do watch alongs like this for every single Grand Prix weekend, for every single session. We'll be live for FP2 in 2.5 hours time. Now, if you're over on the TikTok stream or the YouTube stream, come over to Twitch chat. Because we're going to be staying live. We've got F3 qualifying to watch. We've got F2 qualifying to watch. We've got videos and stuff to watch. Overall, we're just going to be chilling and chatting all the way through to FP2. So come over to the Twitch stream to join us. Yeah. Anyways, YouTube chat, YouTube gang, TikTok gang. I'll see you guys later on today. Goodbye.